Good morning, school. You may have seen in the news this week that many armed officers have actually returned their firearms licenses due to the fact that they believe that they are putting themselves at risk every time they fire their weapons. One current officer is currently on trial for murder, and many believe that if they do fire their weapons in public, they could face imprisonment or even lose their jobs as well. Now, one particular instance was where firearms were very necessary, and this is known as the Iranian Embassy Siege. On the 30th of April 1980, 6 terrorists on Kensington Road in London stormed the Iranian embassy. They took 26 hostages and demanded the independence of a region in Iran called Khuzestan. That wasn't their only demands at the time. They also wanted the release of 91 Arabs that were being held in a prison in Khuzestan following years of conflict in the area. Now, the British government were faced with a dilemma. Do you comply with the terrorists and hope that 26 innocent hostages are released? Or do you risk an assault on the embassy and hope that no hostages or minimal hostages are killed in the process? If you would like to debate this as a form, please pause this now. The following day, on the 1st of May, the terrorists seemed to change their demands, and they simply wanted safe passage out of the UK to fly back to Iran. Again, this led the British government to another dilemma. Do you comply with the terrorists and give them safe passage and get them out of the country? Or do you risk an open assault on the embassy? If you want to debate this one, you can do that now. The following 3 days, from the 2nd of May to the 4th of May, were full of negotiations between a police officer that was inside the embassy at the time, PC Lock, and the terrorist demands. Over these 3 days, not much happened, but you could tell that the terrorists were starting to get frustrated that the situation wasn't moving on. Now, on the 5th of May, a hostage who was in the Iranian embassy at the time, Abbas Lavasana, was shot 3 times, and his body was left outside the embassy to be collected. Fearing for the hostages' safety, the government and our Prime Minister at the time, Margaret Thatcher, ordered the SAS to assault the embassy at 7:07 PM. 7:23 PM, go, 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 was the order given over the radio, and SAS soldiers were seen, through reports from the media and the BBC, abseiling down the side of the embassy, hoping to gain access through the windows. 7:25 PM, at the front, another team crosses the adjacent balcony, a very famous scene that was seen on TV by viewers across the UK, and they placed stun charges, on the windows, blew the windows, and were able to gain access to the embassy. 7:26, on the first floor, PC Lock ended up wrestling with the main leader of the terrorist group, Salam, who was then shot by the SAS upon entry. Elsewhere in the building, 1 hostage is killed at the time, and 2 others were injured during the firefight before the terrorists were killed. At 7:40 PM, 17 minutes after the assault had started, the assault ended. Control of the situation was back in the hands of the UK, and inside the Cobra team, there was cheering and great relief at the time that the death toll was not as high as it was. All terrorists were either killed or taken into custody at the time. This is just one example of the history of the UK where firearms were seen as a necessary existence. Thank you.